Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Lukenessmonster. Today we got a ton of first look images of a bunch of brand new Black Series figures at New York Toy Fair. Hasbro does have a booth there and they're showing off a bunch of their brand new products. So today we're going to be doing a close look at all of these products that Hasbro does have on display at Toy Fair. Really quick though, we are giving away this Black Series Phase 1 Clone Trooper at 17,000 subscribers, and right now we're just a little over 1,000 subscribers away, which is amazing, so thank you guys so much for the support. If you do want a chance to win, all you have to do is 1, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and 2, once we do hit 17,000 subscribers, I'll post a giveaway video, and all you have to do is comment on that giveaway video to enter. Anyway, on to the video. First up, I do want to give shoutouts to all the accounts here that I got these photos from. They are all from Toy Hype USA, Jedi News Network, as well as Travis Toy Finds. Make sure to go give all of these Instagram accounts a follow. First up here, we do have a photo of the brand new Anakin Skywalker. This one is based off of his Clone Wars flashback appearance from Ahsoka, and I gotta say, this figure is looking really good here. Especially getting him under some natural lighting and out of the box. I think this figure is looking great, and I think that Hayden Christensen portrait is looking phenomenal. It is a little blurry in this photo, but I do think it looks really good. And I also think that just this upgrade with the soft goods robe is looking phenomenal. I think the biggest problem with this is the way like the shoulder armor actually sits on the figure, and that's because there seems to be like quite a bit of a gap between, and that's because there's like an oddly large gap in between like the chest armor and then the shoulder armor on the side. And it just kind of sits weird on the figure, and like the more you look at it, the more it makes it seem like this guy's just got a really long neck. But it's like only really noticeable if you look at it from some angles you can't really see it, and so I go kind of back and forth on this figure. I'm definitely picking him up to do a review of course, and I do think that he's going to be a upgrade compared to the previous version, so I am excited to get him. But I think it'll be interesting to see this figure compared to the original one, to see if this one is any taller, just because like it looks like the shoulder armor sits a little bit higher on him, which means that his neck is also a little bit higher and his head is, so it'd be interesting to see if he's a little bit taller than the previous figure. But I still think he looks great, and I am really excited to get this one in hand. Next up here, we do have photos of the brand new Phase 1 Captain Rex, also based off of that Ahsoka show appearance, and I gotta say, this one is looking great out of the box. That bright, vibrant blue color looks amazing as well, especially, like I said, under that natural lighting and not just in, like, the Photoshop, like, light box that Hasbro uses for their glam shots. Like, in the natural lighting, this thing looks great, and I think the colors really pop and are really vibrant. I also just love that Phase 1 design. I think the Phase 1 design is probably the more iconic look for Captain Rex than the Phase 2 design, and it's weird because Hasbro really only does Phase 2 clones in the Black Series. We don't get Phase 1 clones very often, and it really does make me want to get more Phase 1 clone troopers in the line. I think this one just turned out great. I know some people aren't a huge fan of that Ahsoka show appearance, but I really like the design of it, and I will much prefer the live action design over anything else that we could have got, so I'm really digging this one. Next up, Hasbro actually had the newly revealed Cassian Andor on display. This is his test pilot outfit from Season 2, and it is looking so good. It does seem to be a pretty much completely brand new like pilot body for this figure, so that's really interesting, and hopefully that means we're going to be getting some brand new TIE pilots in the line based off of this body. I'm sure that it's not perfectly accurate to what the Imperial TIE Fighter looks like, but I'm sure that there's a lot of reuse that they can get from this, which is just super exciting because a lot of those TIE pilot outfits that we have in the line could definitely use some updating, and so I'm really excited to see what they can do with the sculpting that they put into this figure. And plus, just this Andor design is super cool. I love the red shoulders, I love the red insignias on the helmet. I also like the addition of the tubes on the helmet. I think that's cool looking. Overall, I just love how this one turned out, and I'm excited to get this one in person. I don't necessarily care too much that it's an Andor figure. I just like the design of the Imperial aspect of it, and it's definitely going to go great on my Imperial shelf with the rest of my Stormtroopers. Next up, we do have the brand new Moff Gideon figure in his Dark Trooper armor, as well as the Imperial Praetorian Guard on the left of him. Like I said, I think both of these are looking really good in the shelf. I think the armor for Moff Gideon looks amazing. I love how they pulled off that glossy, shiny effect for his armor. I think it looks really dang good, and that's one of my favorite things that they can do for these Imperial figures, is make them look shiny and glossy. I do think that the cape still sits really weird on this figure, though. It like poofs up around the shoulders rather than kind of like sitting over his shoulders, and it just looks strange on him. I do prefer a soft goods cape over a hard plastic cape, though, because that's one of my biggest pet peeves with the original Moff Gideon figure, but I just think that the cape sits really weird on this. I don't know if it's because it's not like a heavy enough fabric to like conform to the figure, but it just looks a little strange to me. But I do have to say, I know that a lot of people were really disappointed with the pinned legs of the Praetorian Guard, me as well, but I gotta say, they really look good here in this display. Just the bright, vibrant red color that they have going on here, it looks so cool. I love the Spartan design for the helmet. This is one that I was a little on the fence about just because of those pinned legs, but seeing it on display here in these cool dynamic poses, it really just looks amazing. And my biggest concern is to be whether or not these figures are actually going to stand up with their pinned legs or not, but I know obviously in this display they have them glued to the base, so obviously they're going to stand up. And so that would be my concern, is if they're actually going to stand up in person or not, but regardless, they look so good on display here, and I think just seeing them here at Toy Fair really sold them for me on this figure. Looking at the Director Krennic figure here as well, I think this one is looking really good. Not a big fan that they reused the original body from Rogue One, but I still think it looks great here, and I do think that photo real update was a huge help for this figure. So still probably going to pick this one up, but am still bummed they didn't update him on the Thrawn body. Next up, we actually have Kil Naka from the Acolyte. Again, still not a huge fan of the show for the Acolyte, but I gotta say, this Jedi Wookiee here is just looking great. He is a deluxe figure, so a little bit more on the pricier side, but I really, really think that this one is one I'm gonna have to pick up, just because he's a Jedi Wookiee. I mean, come on, he looks super cool. I love the Jedi robes for him. I think his lightsaber looks great. I also do like they included the cloak for him as well. And again, regardless of what you think of the Acolyte, you gotta admit that a Jedi Wookiee is pretty cool, and I think that's what this one has me sold on. It's just the fact that he's a cool looking Jedi that is gonna go in the background of some of my other Jedi displays. So yeah, I might wait till I can try to find like a clearance deal for him, but still I do plan on picking this one up because I think he looks really good. Next up, we do have some figures that are releasing in like the next month for the Black Series. Some are actually releasing in just a few days, which I'll get into in just a second. But first up, we do have the Commando droid, and this one is just looking stellar. It looks so good. I think the attention to detail in the sculpt turned out great. I think the articulation looks great. And overall, I think again, it comes down to the question of will this figure stand or not, because that's the biggest problem with battle droids. But I can already tell just from the photo that they added a lot more hip joints to him, which is going to help with balance. And I think that's the biggest thing with the standard battle droid is there's no hip joints, and so he can't stand at all. This one has that, so I'm really confident with this one, and I think this is going to be a really, really good figure once we get him in hand. Next up is the one that is actually releasing here in just a few days, and that is Commander Bakara. This guy just looks so good. Right now, he's my most anticipated Black Series figure, so maybe I'm a little biased, but I think the design looks so cool. I do think that the, extra kind of tiny little pauldron that he has is a great design, and I think he gets into that shooting down the sight pose so well. This is one I'm really excited for. I know some people have been a little upset and complaining about the helmet with the T-visor is just a little wonky, and I do agree. I think the helmet looks a little strange, but regardless, I am just really excited to be getting this one in hand, and I cannot wait to get it. Next up is actually Saboba. This is one that's not at the top of my list, but I think he is looking really, really good, so this might be a clearance pickup for me, just because I like how Hasbro does aliens in the Black Series, because I think most of their aliens look great. In worst case scenario, he's going to be like a Cantina or a Jabba's Palace alien for me. I think he does look really, really good here, though, but he's just, like I said, not at the top of my list for figures that I want. Up next, though, we have Jedi Master Luminara, and this is one that I am so hyped to be getting. It's just another female Jedi Council member that we don't have in the line yet. You know how I love my prequel Jedi, and so this is just one of those figures that I know me and a lot of people have been wanting for a very, very long time, so just really nice to be getting her on the line. And I know there's been rumors of Barriss coming to the Attack the Clones line to go with her, and so I think just the chance of getting both of these figures on the shelf at the same time is going to be really cool, and it's going to flush out our Jedi display here, so I'm really excited for it. And next up, you kind of saw in the last photo, but it is Shakti, another one of those Jedi Council members that we just desperately need in the line. I do like her design a little bit more than Luminara's as well, so this is one that I am so excited to be getting. The figure just looks so good, the sculpt looks amazing, and this is just, again, one of those figures that I know me and a lot of people have been really, really wanting in the line, so this one is one of my most anticipated figures, and my Jedi Council display is going to look so cool after I get these figures in hand. Next up is Savage Opress, and I gotta say, I think this one looks just a little off in the photos here, just because the chest and the shoulder pads almost look like they have no paint on them, and I think that has to do with the exposure of this photo, as well as the lighting just kind of making it look like that. I don't think that's actually the case, because we've seen the glam shots and it didn't have this effect, but under these lights, it just looks a little unpainted to me. Regardless though, you can definitely tell that this is a very large figure, and it's one of those that, again, I'm so excited to be getting. Savage Opress is a highly desirable character, and just seeing how good this sculpt looks here in person from head to toe, completely brand new sculpt. He's a big, beefy boy, and I cannot wait to get him in hand. And then last up, we do have photos of the 4 Revenge of the Sith carded figures that we are going to be getting in the line. There is a 5th one coming here in the next month, but I gotta say the 4 that we have here are looking really dang good. We have R2-D2, Kit Fisto, Count Dooku, and Commander Cody. Commander Cody's got to be the one I'm most excited for, and that's because this is a new version of him on that updated 2023 clone body, so he's going to have an amazing articulation, and he does come with the hologram that we all know and love, and it's something that the first Commander Cody figure should have come with, and so it's nice to be finally getting the Emperor Palpatine hologram with this Cody figure. Plus, just these throwback packages look so good. I cannot stress enough how excited I am to be finally getting these Revenge of the Sith card backs coming to the Black Series. They're super nostalgic for me, and I just think they look amazing. It's one of the best packages that Hasbro's ever made for any action figure line, especially something that's, all the way back from 2005. So just really, really excited to see these. And yeah, that is going to do it for this video. So if you guys did enjoy, make sure you go down, hit that like button, and subscribe. Please let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of all of these Black Series figures being showed off at Toy Fair. I think they all look really, really cool, and it gets me really excited for the future of the Black Series. That is going to do it though, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.